beautiful people. It is Wednesday, the 4th of September, 2024. Welcome to TDA, the day after your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And of course, as it is every single day, we're hosted by the greatest. They'll be coming in soon. Hopefully. Let's see what happens. Brent, what are you saying? Oh,
there is a knock on the door.
There's a knock on the door in the nick of time.
There is a knock on the door.
Heathens with
You know what I'm saying?
bastard babies are back.
Are you talking about our favourite people?
Having no beef in the morning, you know, it's pleasant. Right?
Oh, they took your space.
No, they didn't, but I'm just preempting for when they do.
Ah,
Married.
okay.
I'm just getting the right frame of mind for when they do.
My. I didn't hear that. Good morning.
The people are confused right now.
Good morning.
Oh, what? They can hear me?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Oh, that was his jokes. That was his jokes. Oh my God. I'm playing. Why would he do that to me?
You walked in and I started singing, letting you know that you'd walked in and you were live, but you didn't clock because you were vexed. You were blinded by rage. Red mist.
Wait, let me check. They didn't really hear me anyway, did they?
All right. So are we starting from scratch?
I don't know what you're talking about. It's the first time. What?
Yes,
We
of
just
course.
Did you just pay for my? Come on.
We just got here, man.
Yo, beautiful people.
All right.
It's Wednesday, the 4th of September, 2024.
Groundhog Day.
Welcome to Welcome to TDA, the day after your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture, as defined by you guys, the culture. And of course, like every single goddamn day, we're hosted by the best. Everybody introduce yourself.
It's your boy, 6 foot plus of pure temptation. Big Moss from the east side of the bridge. Wherever you heard before was me.
All right. And of course, they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst, melanin jam-packed. Brent.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, DCF Mux. Good morning, Timmy. Good morning, Gin and Jis. Good morning, Mr. Ashlows. Good morning, 9 Ether. Good morning, Christy. Good morning, Tijoki. Good morning, Abby Apia. Good morning, Dr. Amani. Good morning, Where's My Tea? Good morning, Greek. Good morning, Amy Snowglow. Good morning, Oyen B. Good morning, Crud Crew. Good morning, Izzy Bambino. Good morning, G Love. Good morning, Abimi. Good morning, Habib Orikoya. I hope I pronounced that properly. Good morning, Fernand. Good morning, Stacy. Good morning, Crud Crew. And good morning, David NL. And good morning, Dorcas A. All right, then. I think we have a comment from Spotify.
Okay, let's go. Let's check and let's see where we're at. Give me 2 seconds. Can't believe we're in September.
Just around the corner,
Yeah, man.
You're holidaying, innit?
Boy.
Boy.
This is from Alfred Oyaken. I was going to say he's 19, but it was 19 hours ago. So just ignore me. A round of applause for Esther this episode. It was like seeing Captain America battle Thanos. Every discussion was handled nicely and consistently. Big up everyone else, but Esther takes the crown. Love the show as always.
Big up, Esther.
That show was killing me yesterday. Wasn't it Charles?
Yeah.
Charles was killing me yesterday. Big up Charles, man.
Big up Charles. You didn't like his introduction?
I didn't mind it. I was just bantering. I was just in a good mood.
All right, okay.
It wasn't the best in the world, but it wasn't the best, but
I think all things considered.
giving him marks for effort. Your behaviour was diabolical yesterday.
Diabolical.
Just, I don't know how much you think I caught, but I was watched the whole show. Like, I watched the whole show, bro.
Question. All right. If I have a relationship with somebody, should I express or display that dynamic in mixed company, or should I not if they don't know him yet?
I think you got easier way in.
Yeah? And you don't think I did that? No? It's interesting.
You're sure enough to hit.
Because I have this philosophy. In order to make somebody feel comfortable really quickly, like you say the loud things. Sorry, the quiet things out loud. Like real quick, but not with ill intent. Do you understand? Just to gauge, to see if, is this what we do or not? What I don't do is tippy, because I don't think they like it. Do you understand? So like I said, me and him are virgins.
No,
And y'all didn't know that we were virgins. Do you understand?
I assumed.
And that's why I want him to come back, right? And show y'all who he actually is. Y'all are going to be very surprised. Very surprised. And it would be, look how quickly y'all forget.
It wasn't like that. It wasn't like from a place of like I felt bad from anything like that. Or like you was overstepping the mark on nothing.
You just felt jealous that you weren't there to do it.
No, I was just pointing out that you was on smoke.
I really wasn't. I didn't dial anything up at all. But I think he's got a good personality.
But I've got a different sense of humour, so it's the little nuances. So it's just the small little things that you're saying and doing and the reactions that you're doing that a lot of people are just missing. You know what I'm trying to say?
And you had to bring it up to their attention. I think also I apologize for switching the camera. This is something I apologize for switching the camera onto Emmanuel when Charles was talking. There was some movement that I heard, and I switched the camera to him, and he started laughing.
No, because you told him something I said in the comments, and then he started laughing.
No,
You
I
put the
think he
camera on
read
him.
something in the comments, and he was laughing at that. I didn't poke him or anything. Did I poke you and you bring attention?
I saw it in there.
Yeah. So he had seen it, and he started laughing. But I just heard movement, and I switched the camera. Do you understand? And it looked as though he was laughing at Charles.
Oh, okay.
And at that point in time, Charles was sharing something intimate. Do you understand?
Okay.
Yeah. So Emmanuel was not laughing at Charles' story. He was laughing at something that Margs had said.
Oh, that must have looked bad then. I didn't
Yeah,
even know.
it did.
Damn.
But
That's what I was
looked
saying.
on
Brendan's.
purpose.
That's what I was saying. Brendan.
Yeah, it looked on
We've
purpose.
been nasty today.
It did look on purpose. And I only clocked after the fact. Do you understand? I was wrestling with it last night. I'm thinking, what did I really do that was bad? Then I remembered there was a point when it's a switch camera to Emmanuel and he was laughing and Charles was saying something. And I was, oh, crap. I need to adjust this. I need to let people know that Emmanuel wasn't laughing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my fault. Yeah.
Good.
All right.
It was all fun. Fun and games.
Yeah. He'll be back.
Apart from that, any more? Everybody all right?
All good.
Bodgy's saying, why is Brent still off camera? Anyway, the mystique is gone. Might as well. I'm off camera because I'm not supposed to be on the show. I'm not supposed to be on this show. All right. That question is answered.
All right, with that being said, let's get into some headlines.
All right, people. So our first set of headlines. Benjamin Netanyahu has condemned the UK's government's decision to suspend some arms export licenses to Israel, describing it as a shameful decision that would embolden a genocidal Hamas. The Israeli Prime Minister said that his country was at war to also protect British hostages and vowed that the UK measures would not prevent it from winning the conflict in Gaza. His remarks ensure a diplomatic rift between Israel and the UK is likely, although Britain has gone to lengths to explain the decision as carefully calibrated and not amounting to a full embargo. The Labour government decision was facing a growing domestic backlash from all sides, with Boris Johnson accusing Labour of abandoning Israel and asking if it wanted Hamas to win the war in Gaza. The Board of Deputies of British Jews said that the decision sent the wrong message at the wrong time, while on the left, there was growing anger at the loophole that would still allow the UK to continue to supply parts to the F-35 fighter jet program. So maybe Ramsey was right.
How come you ain't made a song and dance about the people protesting in the streets in Israel?
As in me personally?
Yeah.
I don't know. We spoke about it yesterday.
But briefly,
Yeah.
in one of the headlines.
Yeah.
A lot of people was took to the streets. They're over there now protesting the war and stuff, what's going on.
Against or for?
So basically,
Against.
so as in big them up.
Speak truth to power.
Not big them up. I'm just saying. How come you haven't even highlighted it? Like, how come you haven't?
Fair question.
Like, what is it? Doesn't it mean nothing to you?
What's
then?
your agenda, Emmanuel?
I mean, I don't have an agenda.
Doesn't it change your sentiment towards the Israeli people? Because it wasn't really the people anyway. Obviously, it's the power that be. But I'm saying the people are outside on the street doing mass protesting, huge, like serious numbers. And I'm saying, and you haven't even highlighted it. How come?
I mean, only because I didn't think it was worth mentioning anything more than just the headlines. To be fair, not in a bad way. You know what I mean? Because obviously they're kind of responding to the hostages being killed in it by Hamas and how the government hasn't done enough. But I feel like they've been doing that, not in the same way, of course.
They're not. But they wasn't protesting because well, it was sparked because the hostages got killed. But it's not like outrage that the hostages got killed. They're protesting it onto Netanyahu to do a ceasefire and to call it a day because they're saying like this is all happening because of your fault. Because he had the opportunity to negotiate and pattern up with them and he didn't, or he made some moves that antagonized them to do what they done, and then now they're onto Netanyahu for it. So the people are against it, basically.
Yeah.
I was just intrigued as to how come you haven't, like, how come it don't mean nothing to you.
It's not that it doesn't mean anything to me. It's just more so, I just saw it as a headline. Just something to update the people with. Because to me, it's kind of like the same Israelis who are standing side by side with those who were at the pro-Palestine marches.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they've always been there. They may not have demonstrated in Israel like that, but they've always been there saying, yo, let's come to some sort of peace agreement. You know what I mean? And we've always known, like you said earlier, that it's the Israeli government that's behind this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Israelis that live there who are against this continuing. So, you know.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, my question would be, no disrespect to nobody.
There we go.
If the Israeli government continue to build illegal settlements in areas they shouldn't, are Israelis going to be living in those buildings? You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? What are we doing? But that's just a question. Doesn't need to be answered.
Rhetorical.
There you go. All right. So our next headline. According to Sky News, legal power was introduced since the Grenfell Tower fire to force building owners to fix serious fire safety issues are being ignored, right? So one of the UK's first building remediation orders, issued by a judge last year, gave the owners of a block of flats in Bristol 6 months to fix serious fire safety defects, including removing dangerous Grenfell-style insulation. The court's deadline has now passed and nothing has been done, leaving residents fearful in their homes. As a major report is published tomorrow to name and shame those responsible for the devastating fire at Grenfell Tower that killed 72 people on the 14th of June 2017, there are still hundreds of thousands of people living in buildings that they know to be unsafe. Again, we kind of spoke about this the other day with the issue in Dagenham, where that building went up in flames as well. But 7 years on from the disaster, legislation enacted to end Britain's building safety crisis has failed to be enforced. At least 3,280 buildings are known to still have unsafe cladding, with only 949 of those having started works, according to the latest government data. And our last headline, trigger warning on this one, big trigger warning. Ugandan athlete Rebecca Cheptegei is in critical condition in Kenyan hospital after allegedly being doused with petrol by a former boyfriend. Sorry for butchering her name. Again, trigger warning, guys. The 33-year-old marathon runner who competed at the recent Paris Olympics has suffered burns to over 75% of her body. She was attacked at her home in Western Kenya, where she has been training. There were concerns about the increasing cases of violence against female athletes in Kenya, some of which have resulted in death. And this lady is said to have been rescued by neighbours after a former partner allegedly poured petrol on her and set her on fire at her home in the small town of Endebess. The alleged attacker also sustained serious burns in the incident that happened on Sunday. A report filed by local administrators said that the two had been wrangling over a piece of land. Miss Cheptegei, she finished 44th in the marathon at the recent Paris Olympics. She also won gold at the World Mountain and Trail Running Championships in Thailand in 2022. Sad, man. But yeah, that's it for our headlines.
All right, let's get into what you're saying topic of the day. Since you started doing them.
All right, people. Topic of the day. So, let's jump into it. Believing the lies. Decoding and exposing government propaganda. Hopefully people see the lies, because we know that's been an issue at times, even when they've been shown, right? But today, I want us to obviously kind of touch on a few things. We're going to go into history and obviously give instances where different governments around the world, UK, US, whatever, have told the people something, made everyone kind of believe it, and then after the good work of the conspiracy theorists out there who've actually go digging, do some real field work, they've come out and forced the government to actually tell the truth about certain things. But the first thing is based on what you mentioned the other day, right? And even yesterday, about population control. So I want to ask you guys, let's just start there on the surface. Because obviously this might be something that we find out in, 100 years from now, or 50 years, or whatever. Do you actually feel like there's something going on to actually have the population, I guess, under control? To stop overpopulation, if there is such a thing?
Do you mean, do they do it in general, or are you relating it to the most recent conspiracy, like with COVID and stuff like that?
Both. So you can do the general one, but then obviously we will definitely go into the whole COVID, can vaccines be used and things of that nature. Stuff in the food and the air.
I reckon they would definitely do things for population control. I can't think of the instances now. Maybe if you jog my memory, it might. If you give me some examples, it might jog my memory. But I can't think. But I would assume it's because it's just like it's just like through everything through history. When back in the day, they done things. You get me? It's like someone's had to do things first. Someone had to try stuff to know that this weren't the right way to go. Or this is the wrong thing to go. The first time the idea popped into someone's head, someone tried it. You know, that's what I believe. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's not until maybe you see the effects of it and then you think afterwards like, oh, nah, this ain't the route to go, or no, maybe we can't do this. But they definitely would have tried it at some point in life. With COVID, whether that was the main aim for it, I don't know. But it's you know what it is? As far as conspiracy theories go, yeah, I think that COVID one's got legs. Just the way that they dealt with people, you get what I'm trying to say, and then especially like the elderly and stuff like that. And then when you hear about conversations that the Prime Minister was having like after the fact, when you hear their attitude towards the elderly and stuff like that, I'm not saying it's definitely true, but I think that's not like a flat Earth thing. You get me?
So you're basically saying with the COVID thing, potentially, if they were trying to curb the population, it would be them attacking the elderly.
It's a good route to go.
And yeah, okay.
Because you don't want to touch the working force.
And also, apparently, we're having less kids as well, so we won't have enough resources to look after the elderly anyway. It'll be a strain on the economy. Okay, makes sense.
Why do they care about population control in this country?
I think it's a worldwide agenda.
I think it's a global agenda.
Everyone has to do their part.
Sorry, let me change the question. Why do you think that they want to cull a large amount of people globally? And when you say they, who are you talking about?
The cabals.
What cabals?
Just the ones that run the world. Because you know it is. Like, because I think it's because like Just Stop Oil and them people there and all of that, the environmentalists, like they're the ones that have really got their finger on the pulse of what's going on, and they know that we're killing them. They know that we're killing the earth, and they're killing ourselves, and the way that we're moving is unsustainable. You know what I'm trying to say? Regardless, besides the fact that they're putting all the estrogen in the tuna, the numbers. No, besides that, tuna numbers are low.
Yeah, what is this estrogen in the tuna stuff you keep saying?
Yeah, they're putting estrogen and stuff, man.
Didn't you hear yesterday's asking for a friend?
Sorry, wait. I don't confuse me just yet.
Sorry.
I want to know. They put estrogen in the tuna. What do you mean?
It's an attack on masculinity. Masculinity.
putting estrogen in the tuna? Only men eat tuna?
No, and in soya. But remember, estrogen's fine in the women. That's their main
They
hormone.
have estrogen.
So who eats tuna in copious amounts like that? What's that? I can't remember the last time I ate tuna.
Bodybuilders.
That's why you're okay.
Oh.
Bodybuilders, like men that are training.
Yeah.
They're going for the men.
So what
men.
you're
They're going for
saying
the. They're going for
That
the strong men.
Your gym is full of bodybuilding men who wear skirts.
No.
How did you get there?
Because you just said that those are the main types of men that eat the tuna.
But I'm not saying you eat a tin of tuna and you whip a skirt on, Brent.
So help me understand. I've heard you say this a few times, but I want to understand what you're saying.
They're trying to demasculate.
Emasculate. All right, cool. Stop.
That's why there's that's why more men got feminine tendencies now because
So,
they're putting
question.
because they're dosing the food with estrogen.
So
it's not just tuna; it's multiple attacks. But that's the one that
I just focus on the tuna right now because I only want to focus on one thing at a time, and you can chime in too because you seem to believe this too, right?
Yeah, more so in the soya milk and that.
All right, cool. So, but you also believe in the tuna because that's what I'm focusing on right
Yeah,
now.
and there's mercury in the tuna too.
Let me just focus on one thing at a time. Let me focus on one thing at a time. So it's estrogen. When you consume it,
Yes, but
when a man consumes
Yes.
it, his mind changes.
yeah, it's a hormone. Yeah, so in the same way, you know how you got like, it's good to have loads of testosterone for us, right? This is why when you get to certain ages, especially now, I think there's more and more men that's getting, I think it's called, is it HRT? Hormone replacement therapy. Because as you get older, your testosterone goes down, isn't it? So then, to still function and be potentially aggressive like a
that's
man.
That's a goddamn thing, HRT.
No, it's both. But it's the
Take
type
for
of
menopause and that.
You see, they probably got their own one, but there's one for men where you can get testosterone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say in a boat for me because I want to know about this. So when I eat a large amount of tuna,
Yeah.
my brain's gonna change, and I would like to start wearing dresses.
No, I didn't say all that.
So-
but there'll be physiological changes
So
to your body.
I might get breasts,
Exactly. Stuff
and
like
then
that.
what happens?
There'll be imbalances. I guess you start to feel less like yourself. This is why we need testosterone.
So in me feeling less like myself,
Yeah.
I'm more culpable to images of female.
No, I'm
Attire.
not relating it to that part. I'm
So what are you doing?
I'm talking about the emasculinity.
And when you're saying that,
Yes.
men become more emasculated.
Yes.
Right? It means
Because-
that we become less like. "Rawr."
And just less being able to perform our function as men. So,
And
so
those
More
functions,
docile.
those functions are what?
Don't take the camera off me.
The only two people in the room, and you have distinct voices. It doesn't matter if the camera's on you or not. They will know where it's coming from.
I was being corrected. Thank you, Mr. Ashlows. It's TRT for men. So testosterone replacement therapy.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, the point I'm trying to say is this. On the surface level, you got estrogen, you got testosterone. Both are present in male and females, right? In women, the balance is far more estrogen to testosterone. In men, far more testosterone to estrogen. That's what gives us our characteristics as men, enables us to grow muscle, to be strong.
I asked you a
all them-
specific question.
Yeah, I know. I'm coming there.
Okay.
It's all related. So what I'm saying to you is, when those imbalances occur, you start to feel different. Yes, and that's your mind, Brent. That's your mind. That's what you're asking me, innit? You're asking me about
No,
the mind,
the
how you
specific
see
question is the duties that men normally perform. He is less able to do it if he eats tuna.
I'm not talking about tuna, Brent, alone.
I will move on to soy milk just now, so we'll talk about the vegans. But he said tuna, and you agreed. So when I eat large amounts of tuna, right, this is what's going to happen to me. I'm able to perform less duties as a man. But what duties are those? What do I need to not eat tuna to perform?
Just in terms of, I guess, your mindset, in terms of how you feel you can do everyday tasks. So you know how people are more susceptible to depression and do certain things. It will make you feel down. It will make you feel
Oh, so onset depression. You
all these things that make. So you see how you feel now today. You wake up, and you feel okay. I feel strong. I can do what I need to do. TMB. I can go to the gym. I can all those things. And if you had a family now, You're the man in the house. You're doing all these things. You feel in control. You feel like you can lead. All these things, right? When the imbalance is present, you start to feel like you can do less of that.
It's a chemical imbalance.
It's a chemical imbalance, yes. It will be, yes.
So, all right. So does it diminish or reduce your strength?
Yes, yeah.
So
With time, of course, yeah. This is why going to the gym has the other effect of boosting testosterone as well.
so you can provide studies for me, like research where you.
I can look into it, yeah.
You
I
can,
can't
how
do it
about
right
you,
now.
How about you, Miles?
And I'm pretty
Can
sure
you-
Black Rob can help.
Black Rob. You're gonna
Yes.
ask Black. You go
Black
to
Rob
outsource.
can help.
You go to outsource
Black
this
Rob
to
knows,
Black Rob.
man. He knows.
Wow.
Bro, Black Rob's got a whole yard just full of
telling you.
data. Just full
He
of data in
knows.
there. I'm sure there's something in there in the arc. So,
I didn't know men ate tuna like that. Do you understand? I didn't know that was their staple. So I
used to
could
buy that
understand
tuna,
tuna sandwiches. You know the little triangles you get on the trays when you go to conferences and whatnot. They give you like different things, but I didn't know it was packed with estrogen in the tuna.
It's got bare protein in it. So,
and
like
obviously,
you're saying,
for people in the gym working out and then seeing an entire.
I asked you a specific question about the
When you-
gym
when you-
workers.
when you-
If it isn't they finish the muscles building and then they go and put on skirts. You
When
said
you, no, because
no,
when
it
you
doesn't
tie
happen.
when you tie it all in, it's just, also it's an attack on black men as well, because the tuna, the numbers in the prison system are high. Remember, the man them rinse tuna in the prisons when they're doing jail and all that stuff like that. You know what I'm trying to say?
Wait a minute.
Tins of tuna. And that
Okay, so you're speaking to a lived experience, so I can't really question that too tough before. Anyway, so they feed jailbirds a lot of tuna.
Yeah, we get a lot of tuna in there.
All right.
We buy it ourselves.
All right, so when they come out, you're not necessarily saying, because this is what I'm gauging from it, you're not necessarily saying they start looking to dress like women. You're more so saying they become more prone to suicide. Because they're depressed.
potentially.
Yes?
Potentially, yeah. There's anything can happen because
So
of
you're
the,
linking it to
the
the
chemical
rise in
imbalance.
suicide numbers in men.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. I would love to see some data to support that.
But you know what the thing
because
is, yeah?
if that's true, hoy. So I'm in fact I'm not going to rely on you to basically provide evidence because you're not going to do it, and you're trying to outsource it to Black Rob, right? Black Rob, if there's evidence to support this, please send it through to me. I'm going to do my own Googles. I need to find out about this connection between coming out of jail and suicide because your entire diet was tuna.
You are oversimplifying this, bro.
That's
know what you're
facts.
doing.
That's what you're doing.
Wait.
yeah.
The reason why I'm
You know what
doing
they do when they
that
put
is that's how my
misinformation and
mind
stuff out
works.
there to
Yes.
try and make
Listen,
man look.
no.
Yes.
Don't do that. I've asked specific questions because I don't want to run to a conclusion just yet. I need to understand what you meant by they putting estrogen in the tuna. I've heard it before. I've heard you say it a lot of times. And now he's saying it, they put it in the soy milk too. So I want to know what effect it has on men, right? And I want to know how you can basically say that confidently.
Okay.
Do you understand? Because if that's the case, it needs to be researched by me. Because I didn't know that this was a thing. I've heard you say it, but I didn't think it was a thing.
No, we're gonna look into it. I'm gonna give you the research you need. I'm gonna find the What's the word I'm looking for?
The studies? All right, cool. Lovely. All right, sorry, Emmanuel, get back into the car by me.
Yes. So, we're talking about obviously the elderly potentially being the ones that it's easiest to kind of cull, right?
Yeah.
I want to play a clip. So, Brent, if you play the
And I think the question that, for me, the overt one is like in China, where they actually tell people, well, they told people to stop having an amount of babies.
yes,
Yeah, so
they're
they
only,
capped.
yeah, they're
They
only
capped
allowed
it.
to have one child at a time.
Yeah. So that for me is it's in your face. So that would have been an example that I drew to. I don't know if there are any more like overt ones.
Well, I'm gonna play
Which one? First one or second one?
the second one.
Okay. I know Big Pharma was in Africa testing their drugs on
We should have a big farm episode. They're the worst.
yeah, that's gonna get flagged. Like the hell. Let's see what we got here. Where's the volume button? There we go.
The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services,
The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
And I need to double check this thing. This could
Has
be
that been stitched?
It could be 100%. It could be a fake. You've given me a TikTok link.
Yeah, so basically, we're going to get into it. I'll tell you, I'll give all the context afterwards here, but
I don't think he said those words in that order.
I promise you did. I watched the entire thing. He said it in those orders.
Yeah, but what was the context in which...
I'm going to counter it.
Yeah, because that
But
always matters.
Yeah, 100%. But this particular clip, has been floating around the internet, and everyone's getting onto Bill Gates, innit? Talking about, even Nightfall, innit? He said, Bill Gates is a devil. Fernand said, this can't be a real video. Trust me, it's a real video. I've seen the entire thing. But I wanted to, obviously, what does it sound like to you? I don't assume what you guys are thinking.
Yeah, I know what it sounds like, but I need context.
Yes, it's going to come.
All right.
Yeah,
these are the type of videos that are responsible for conspiracy nuts, mate.
This
It's confirmation bias.
This literally sounds like
Gotcha.
estrogen in the tuna. It sounds like they're putting estrogen in the tuna. That's what it sounds like. The same. Man said if we do a good job on, what do you say? Vaccines, what else?
Vaccines, what do you say? Disease something? No.
Do you want to hear it again?
Yeah.
I thought it would have been imprinted in your mind by now.
Has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
That's mad.
Now,
Man said if we do a really
really
good job on healthcare and reproductive services, and it's going to lower the rate. So by doing a good job, they mean by doing really bad, right?
So, okay, let me give the real context.
Thank you very much.
So basically what he's saying is, in life, if we go back in history, human beings just had a tendency just to have kids, basically, right? It went up by a certain trajectory. And typically because, back in the day, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, there was more chances of your children dying. So that's the idea behind people wanting to have more kids. But because we've got vaccinations, because we've got better healthcare, more and more families are being a bit more responsible with the children they're having. And so what's happening as an adverse effect is, because you're having 2 kids that will live, 3 kids that will live, you don't tend to have 5, 6, 7 kids. So the rate of overpopulation will basically go down automatically. So we would do it. It's not because there's vaccines and things out there to kind of cull the population and kill us, but we will make the smart decision to be like, I actually can't handle 7 kids in my house. I only need 3. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, during those times back in the day where you have 7 kids, before you got to 7 kids, you had lost 4 of them already. You know what I'm saying? So this is the reason why. That's basically the explanation for it. So let me show you. I'm not too sure if this will show up on the thingy.
But then, am I doing dumb maths here?
Why? What happened?
There's better healthcare, better decisions, so you have less kids. So the population's coming down because you got less kids.
Yeah.
You're saying they would have more kids because the kids are dying. But if they're dying, then the population shouldn't be up anyway.
No, but it's more so, I guess, like a cultural thing as well, isn't it? So not everyone's kids will die, but you would just have more kids as a whole. And remember, for every kid extra, even if it's just one extra kid that has a kid, that kid will also do the same thing.
Okay.
So it will continue to grow. So this particular graph here, I'm not too sure if this will show up. It is kind of showing up. Okay. Is the blue? Can you see the blue?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. So the blue is basically the normal population.
They can't see the blue.
No?
No. You could see it before.
What about now?
Are you looking at the same thing I'm looking at?
I can't see on
I'm
here.
looking at
innit?
the screen. I can
Alright,
see.
there.
There-
Leave
okay,
it
yeah,
Leave it
there you can kind of see it. The second line,
Okay, I can't see it, but it's fine. So basically,
kind of.
the second line, right, on the
Gonna
x-axis,
cut out as well. The light dimmed. There you go.
on the x-axis, right, that way, it's kind of going at a steady pace. Then it starts to increase in the last 100 years. That's something as well. Even if you look at somewhere like Nigeria, back in the day, in the before the 1900s, the population wasn't crazy like it is today, right? Things changed and the population went up exponentially. So what you're saying is that's basically the trajectory of what's happening with population. This is why people are saying we'll get to a stage where at about 10.8 billion, where the world just cannot afford to have the population that it has. There won't be enough resources out there to actually maintain that population. And if you look at the red, what he's saying is at some point, as it's peaking, I think it kind of peaked during the 60s or whatever, because of, vaccines and all them sort of things there, people's lifestyles will change. The average child that's being made will decrease. You're even seeing it now, where we spoke about this on the show as well, I think in Japan, where people are making decisions because of economics, because they don't have the money to afford these kids. They're saying, we're not having kids. So it's automatically been happening. It's not like, obviously, the tuna. It's just people saying, we're more responsible to live our lives, to live a certain quality of life. We can't maintain having 3, 4, 5 kids. So only 2 is enough for me, or none even. So, yeah.
At what point? At no point didn't you think to send that screenshot to Brent?
No.
He doesn't want people to see the details.
No, all right, you know what?
He doesn't want people to see that it's done in Photoshop.
All right, you know what? What's this? I'm sending it to you now.
Oh, man.
And I'm going to play the thing where it came
It's an
from.
agenda.
Part of it.
Agenda.
This is my platform.
Listen to this. You can hear it from his mouth, innit?
In this year's annual letter, Melinda and I take the toughest questions we get asked and give our answers. One that's come up for a long time is, as we make the world healthier, is the population going to get so big that feeding everybody and maintaining the environment is going to be impossible. Here we can see a chart that looks at the total world population over the last several hundred years. And at first glance, this is a bit scary. We go from less than 1 billion in 1800, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.4 billion where we are today is happening even faster. So Melinda and I wondered whether providing new medicines and keeping children alive, would that create more of a population problem? What we found out is that as health improves, families choose to have less children. And this effect is very, very dramatic. We find that in every country of the world, this is repeated. The population growth goes down as we improve health. So we've taken that chart that shows the global population growth, and we've actually extended it out all the way to 2100. And we can see that instead of continuing, it actually flattens out. Another way to see that is through this rate of population growth. And you can see that in the 60s, that reached a pretty high number, over 2% per year, and it's now come way, way down. Now, 11 billion people still a lot, but the good news is that the faster we improve health, the faster family size goes down. And so we can feel great about saving those lives.
Because it would prevent others.
Basically, yeah. But yeah, that's basically the rationale behind that clip.
Would you agree with it?
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. I think people's we're seeing it now. Remember the other day was it sometime last year? I believe it was the Prime Minister of Norway or one of them Scandinavian countries that actually made a plea to her citizens saying, listen, we need more children. You know what I'm saying? So people are making decisions based on their circumstances, saying, listen, we don't have the money for this, or this is occurring, so I can't afford to have more and more children. And because of that, it's having an effect on the economy, it's having an effect on the population. But without these things, we would still be behaving like we were in the 1800s. Everyone just want to have 10 kids. You know what I'm saying? Because you kind of just knew you would lose 5 of them. You would lose 7 of them. You know what I mean? So things have changed. But yeah, that's, I guess, kind of to answer the conspiracy theories. But you know, again, with the whole vaccinations and things of that nature, right? You guys heard of the Tuskegee experiment, yeah?
Yes.
All right, let's get into that because obviously some of these things are kind of specific to certain races or certain demographics. Like you said earlier, for those who believe that there's some sort of overpopulation agenda with COVID, they're targeting the elderly. With the Tuskegee syphilis study, this happened basically between 1932 and 1972. And this is fact.
Did it protect the black people?
Exactly to black people. So the US Public Health Service conducted a study on African American men in Tuskegee, Alabama, to observe the natural progression of untreated syphilis. So they wanted to see what's going to happen to these people not treating syphilis, right? Cool. So the government told the men that they were being treated for bad blood. So back then, bad blood just basically just meant anything that kind of inhibited your performance. So if you had anemia, if you had whatever it may be, you know what I'm saying, that was just seen as bad blood. But in reality, what they were doing is they were not given a proper treatment, even though penicillin was a known cure for syphilis back then. Like, so yeah, these people were just left to just have the syphilis. They knew, I think 2/3 of them had syphilis, knew it was there, and just left them, right? Conspiracy theory now arises that some suspected that the government was deliberately allowing men to die from syphilis just so that they can study this particular disease. Now, obviously, if this was put out there, nobody would actually, let me not say nobody, but we've seen that people wouldn't believe that this was the case if, for example, myself and you, Marks, told the people, and you too, Brent, you're with us in this, told the people that there's an agenda behind this. People wouldn't believe. They'll say, no, they're looking at the best ways to, cure syphilis. But what happened was the conspiracy was confirmed in 1972 when the study was exposed, right? That these people knew they had syphilis, they had the treatment for syphilis, allowed these people to die, black men, right? And obviously this led to public outrage. A formal apology was made by the US government, and changes in how medical research is conducted was also implemented. So yeah, that's an example right there.
Do you believe times have changed? Because you're pointing to a specific time in history where,
Yes.
like, racism didn't really need to be, like, hidden,
Okay.
right?
But that was hidden though. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
But the racism was rife, like it was in your face, right? Do you believe that those same types of wicked people are still carrying out those agendas?
Yeah, I believe so.
And you believe so because water is wet and a duck quacks?
Pretty much.
All right.
Pretty much. Because I feel like every government has a particular agenda. I do think that sometimes the people at the end of these particular studies may change. So, for example, if your nation is now a multicultural nation, it may not target a particular race. It just may have certain people within your nation. Or they may just go to another country, go to somewhere in Africa, for example, and start using the population there. You know what I'm saying? To test out these drugs, to test out these vaccinations. You know what I'm saying? Instead of on their own citizens. But remember back then with the black people, they didn't want the black people there. So it's like, why do we need to go to Africa when we've got blacks we don't want here? Let's try it with them. You know what I'm saying? So I think things are changing in that regard. But I think they're always going to do certain things on people that they kind of see as disposable. And I think people who are elites, the people who are part of these pharmaceutical companies and things of that nature are always going to find people, vulnerable people who need money or whatever it may be, that they can kind of dupe into these experiments to carry out their agenda.
Okay.
So yeah. You remember the whole crack cocaine epidemic in LA?
Yes.
Yes. What's your thoughts on that? So obviously I'm going to get into more detail. I think we kind of touched on this before, but again, this is just another example of when
The CIA pumped crack into the black
exactly.
neighborhoods.
Do you believe that was the case? Actually, of course. it's
I
the case
believe
now.
that only because I've seen documentaries basically walking through how they did.
Okay.
And well, not because you watched Snowfall.
Is that where you first got introduced to that?
No, I'm asking you.
Oh, no. No. Snowfall was just another film or TV series that tapped into something that a lot of people had already known about. So it gave it some sort of, validity.
Credence.
Yeah. So, no, I knew about that before, Snowfall. Maybe I enjoyed it more because it wasn't all the way fiction.
We're gonna get into that. I remember one time, I think I mentioned this on the show though. Funny, in fact, before I get onto that, no, I'll just say it. Remember when I used to work in for the council, in Hackney. I remember I met one lady. Funny enough, she was South African. She was white. Anyway, so she was just talking to me about her life and whatnot. Yeah, she's a journalist, isn't it? And one of her tight friends, I mentioned this definitely on the show before, was a guy called Gary Webb. Brent, can you chat GPT Gary Webb?
As in who he is?
Yeah. So basically, Gary Webb was a journalist in America, and he was one of the guys responsible for exposing this whole crack thing. It's the same thing you're talking about in Snowfall and all that. He was one of those guys that was basically responsible for thinking.
Gary Webb was an American investigative journalist, best known for his groundbreaking 1996 series Dark Alliance, published in the San Jose Mercury News. Webb's reporting exposed connections between the CIA, Nicaraguan Contras, and the crack cocaine epidemic in the United States during the 1980s.
Yes, there you go. So so obviously she was speaking to me about Gary Webb. But I'd already known about Gary Webb, so that's why she's like, oh, cool. And so we started talking more and more. Like, she was saying certain things, that she was afraid to even say. I think her husband was killed in South Africa as well, because he was part of that sort of, just like her, innit, in that investigative world. It was a car bomb. So obviously she's kind of fled. She's in the UK trying to get assistance and whatnot. And obviously speaking about Gary Webb, apparently she was one of the people that kind of told Gary Webb to look into this particular thing, right? Anyway, I mentioned all that just to say basically what Brent kind of echoed in that in 1996, he published a series, this and the third, speaking about how the CIA was complicit in trafficking crack cocaine into LA. So people like, what's his name, Rick Ross, Freeway Rick Ross, yeah?
Yes.
He was basically, not disrespecting, but kind of like a pawn in this whole thing, innit? And I think he's come up many times afterwards. After
Again,
being
you're
released.
talking about the real Rick Ross,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the real one. He's come out basically. He's come out and basically said how basically he was kind of just like a pawn basically, right? So anyway, the CIA and the US government vehemently denied any involvement or knowledge of drug trafficking to support the Contras, right? And mainstream media outlets heavily criticized Gary Webb's reporting. What was the conspiracy theory? Now, his article suggested that CIA allowed or even facilitated drug trafficking into the US cities, which contributed to the crack cocaine epidemic, which obviously targeted African American communities. Brent, if you don't mind, Jay, can you look up how Gary Webb died as well?
Okay.
So this is what he exposed, right? Later, the outcome came out that while initially dismissed and discredited, subsequent investigations, including by a CIA Inspector General report, it basically corroborated Gary Webb's findings, admitting that the CIA was aware of drug trafficking activities by the Contra allies and did little to stop it. It was more than just did little to stop it. They was part of the whole situation.
He committed suicide.
Yep, there you go.
Let me just give you the details.
Yep.
Because the devil's always in there.
Yep.
Webb was found dead in his home in Carmichael, California, with 2 gunshot wounds to his head.
Yep.
Despite
Suicide.
Yep.
Despite the unusual nature of a suicide involving 2 gunshot wounds, the coroner's investigation confirmed that both wounds were self-inflicted.
Insane. 2 gunshot wounds.
I've got some sand to sell you.
So yeah, man, that's just another thing. Is there anything that comes to you guys, man, that makes you think, wait a minute, we were told this particular thing, but now I'm skeptical about it. I'm gonna get into another one in a minute.
What have they done in my lifetime?
Whilst you're thinking about that, yeah, I'll mention one that, Brent, you kind of touched on yesterday when I asked you about the UK banning arms sales to Israel.
Michael Jackson's death. I think they killed him.
100%. 100%.
I think the US government took down the towers.
I think that when they told us they were weapons of mass destruction,
They lied.
they lied.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was an easy one, right? I've been looking a bit more into 9/11. More and more information is coming out. I think they lied about that too.
I've not looked into that enough, man. What's the guy who always does the documentaries about that? He's got glasses. He's kind of big, old white man. He's old now. Is it Michael something?
David Icke.
David
No.
Icke.
You said
I've
Mike, I
not seen
said
no
Icke.
videos from David Icke in years now.
Good.
They've
I ain't,
banned
seen
him.
I ain't seen him since COVID.
Good.
You say good. You say good.
Yo, we need to bring David Icke on the show, you know.
What?
Yes.
What did you say?
We need to bring David Icke on the show.
Yo, mental.
He spit some game though.
I'm telling you.
All right. So he's just. I see him like, what's the American chubby fluffy guy?
Jones.
With,
I
with
see
like
him like
Sandy
that
Hook
guy.
man.
Yeah,
I
Alex
see him like
Jones.
that guy. Like there's
Okay.
some truth in there, and there's hella
Bare
crap in
nuts.
there too.
Yeah.
There's hella crap in there too. But he's really on this lizard thing, you know.
Lizard thing. Yeah. He
on
don't
this
play with the
lizard thing.
lizards.
God, he doesn't play with lizards. That's what you're saying.
What if the lizards are true? What if the reptilian thing is true? That's mad. What if that's true?
I think you can link it to like religious stories from the past, man.
Yeah,
Like,
it can
you
be
know what I
linked.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't talk about that too much in public, to be honest. Because these videos I'm seeing where people zoom in and say, you see the blink? And they will show you a picture of Zuckerberg and say, how could you not see that's not a lizard?
Imagine.
He just has a weird face. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you're not selling me on that, man. The stuff I'm really interested in is the blood sacrifices and stuff. You know, when they meet in those remote places in the forest and whatnot, and they have big owls, and they dress in hooded cloaks and stuff and go, do all that kind of stuff. That is too creepy for me. I guess it's because I'm from a religious background. I'm always going to feel that is steeped in darkness, isn't it?
It's just all still it's religion and stuff. There's religion and tradition. So it probably just looks weird in this day and age. And those people that do Mason and stuff like that, their stuff's all steeped in tradition, and they just keeping things going that they was doing hundreds of years ago. And then when you see them doing it in this day and age, it seems crazy and weird because obviously we don't do things that we used to do 200 years ago. But I'm saying it's just that though, isn't it?
I don't know.
Do you get what I mean?
I don't know. I'm from a culture where, like, devil worship exists, and I'm not from a culture that is open-minded about how bad the devil is. You understand? You know, some people say it's misunderstood.
Yeah, but we're at a point in history, where people can use their PR and their media and their propaganda and change narratives, innit? There's things in this life that we probably think are bad because they want us to think that are bad and that are perceived are bad. So probably even practices and religious practices and ceremonies and traditions and all these kind of things. There's probably things that by this point in history, we see them as bad because whoever was in control, that's the narrative that they wanted to push. That's what they wanted to change. They wanted to get it out of society or whatever it may be. But it's actually not bad though.
So I hear what you're saying. I just need examples.
Voodoo.
So when you said,
I like voodoo. I like that.
Yeah, both of you. That's fine. That's fine. So before we,
Because now you can
well,
take
he
it.
said, so he agrees. So he agrees, right? I don't know much about voodoo, Emmanuel. You obviously do, yes?
I mean, depends. Like, there's so many different branches, different cultures practice it in different ways.
So is there good voodoo and bad voodoo?
Yeah.
All right, so what is voodoo?
In the, to answer it in the way that I think you are basically asking it.
I don't know.
Okay, so basically, voodoo is just, I guess, the cultural, traditional, and spiritual aspect of a particular African culture.
Okay, and do they, in their practices, do they have practices and rituals that sacrifice things or worship deities?
Yes, some of them, yeah.
And the deities that they worship in one particular African culture that you can speak to, what deity is it?
Okay, so what do you mean by what deity is it?
So I asked if they sacrifice.
The reason why I'm asking that is because are you put in this? Do you see the world or as there only been two deities, as in
No.
God and devil?
I asked you what is voodoo. I needed to know what voodoo was, right? Because I don't know anything about voodoo, right? I hear everybody talking about it in the science, but I've never really studied it in that manner. So you're an expert in voodoo.
Not expert.
What do you mean? Do you know? Sorry, you know more than me about voodoo.
All right, cool.
Yeah, because I know nothing. So
All right.
all right, cool. And I wanted to know if, in the practice of voodoo, does that sentence make sense? In the practice, have I started for it to make sense, right? Is there sacrifice involved? Physical, tangible sacrifice.
Yeah.
And sacrifice to whom?
Okay, cool. Yeah, so it would be, I guess, what you would say is deities. But the reason why I kind of put it that way is because sometimes our translations of deity is not in the same way in English.
Can you
If that makes
tell me
sense.
which word to use so I cannot be
Okay,
offensive?
so for example, let's just say in Yoruba culture, right? You may call Shango or Ogun and all these people as you may call them deities, and I guess the easiest way to translate Orisha would be to be gods or deities, right? But they're not God. Like Yoruba culture, we only have one God. You know what I'm saying? But it's because you're translating it into English, they're seen as gods, but it's not the best way to translate it, if I'm making sense.
So I want to use the right terminology.
Cool.
So if I shouldn't use deities, what should I use so that you can answer my question about voodoo?
Orisha.
So when they sacrifice to Orisha, what's Orisha?
Orisha is they're kind of like okay. I'll give you two from two different angles. These are basically almost like
If you want to help, chime in too, because you was the one that mentioned that.
so some people might say
The deities, I can't help this bit.
No, the voodoo stuff. You said that voodoo had bad PR. So when you practice it, like,
When who practices it?
have you
Michael
come into
Moore. That's the name I was thinking of.
Michael Moore?
When we're talking about the 9/11, yeah, Emily put it in the chat. Michael Moore. That's what I was thinking. Like,
I don't know a lot about voodoo and stuff like that, yeah. But what I do know is that there's everybody just around the globe, people just got different practices and different traditions and whatnot. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And I know that voodoo has bad PR because it's just seen as evil, bad magic, and all these kind of things and stuff like that. And if you do check that through history and stuff like that, that's not necessarily how it's seen all across the board. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's just why I gave an example. But I don't know enough about voodoo to
You have any friends who can come and speak to it?
what I do voodoo.
Practicer? How about your networking,
friends
man?
that bang judge?
What did you just say?
I said, have I got any friends that bang judge?
Is that a correct thing that he said?
yeah, he's just saying it in a colloquial. So
What does that mean?
I understand what he
What does
means.
bang and judge mean?
Just practice.
Practice is what?
Juju.
So I can say bang and Christianity.
If you want
Can I
to.
say that?
If you want to. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, if you want to.
All right. So you said bang judge. Last time I heard about bang and judge, I heard somebody turn into a cat.
I heard that story.
So is that aligned with the bad PR you're talking about?
What, Juju?
No, turning into a cat.
Is it aligned with it? I suppose it's aligned with all the negative PR, all the Juju stuff.
Sorry, Emmanuel,
Yeah.
the expert in juju. Is that stupidness?
What?
Turning into a cat?
No.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You can turn into different things, but the powers is real, man.
Wait a minute.
Well.
So I can turn into a cat if I tap into voodoo?
I mean, if you get to that level, yeah, why not? You could turn to certain things to get yourself out of sticky situations, man.
Do you want to turn into a cat to get out of sticky situations?
I don't know why
Or
you
is
think
your
I haven't.
Mayweather skills?
I don't know why you think I haven't. I don't know why you would assume.
Wait.
Don't know why you would assume he hasn't done it.
Don't do that. There are days when it is I could giggle, but I'm actually curious. Can you turn into a cat?
No, I can't.
No, not you, but
Okay,
in the practice of juju,
you
voodoo.
You can disappear. You can. The things can occur. Yeah. I can't say, okay, can this person turn into a cat like this? But you can find yourself out of a situation, and people won't understand how you left their presence.
Wow,
100% fact.
that's cool, man.
100%.
And that's why it shouldn't have bad PR.
It's not that. It's, like you have to remember, like good and evil is typically done via human beings. So you know what I'm saying?
And it's subjective.
So you know what I'm saying? So that's how it is.
All right. Obviously, I'm asking all these questions because I am a believer in Christ Jesus, Lord and Savior, right? And
See, but voodoo's not the devil's work.
I didn't say any of that. I'm saying what I believe in,
Okay, go on.
right? And anything outside of what it is that I'm instructed to do or believe in, right? I question. If it doesn't align with what Christ has said that I should be following, I don't get involved in it.
Cool.
Do you understand? And I think I should be allowed to do that if you're also telling me that I should leave people who you said bang judge and turn into cats. I should allow them to do whatever they want to do. Do you understand? I think it's fair.
You should
I
allow
shouldn't be
people.
ridiculed for loving Christ.
Who's ridiculing?
No, I'm just
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not
of
saying that
course.
you have to ridicule me.
Yeah, of course.
All right, cool.
No one should be. I'm seeing people speaking about Orisha. I kind of want to explain the two different angles.
Can you also get somebody to come in, like one of your brethren,
I can see.
and please let them practice voodoo, and they can show us stuff. Can they do it in? Can we see it? Can it be shown up on camera?
I don't know about all that stuff.
Brent's always advocating for witchcraft on this program.
No. What did he just say, Manuel?
That you're advocating.
You're
for
part of the witchcraft. Yeah, sorry, you're part of the bad PR pushing. He just called it witchcraft. Is that right?
No, I was just referring to.
Wait.
I was aligning it.
You said what you said.
Yeah, but I was just aligning it with you because you said and make them practice judging all that. So I was just aligning.
You
it.
said bang judge.
No, but you said make sure they. You said get someone up here to do voodoo and make sure they practice it.
You know how people normally say, "Can you get experts to talk about this particular thing?" I am literally curious. I want to see, and I 100% believe that there've been people in here who have practiced this, that, and that. I just don't know about it. If I
Do you know about it? You're committed to. I'm just speaking to your commitment to the cause.
No, I'm talking about us talking about something that I have no clue about. I'm sure many other people have no clue about. If you have a brethren who practices voodoo in your network, Emmanuel, and they can basically feel comfortable talking about it on air, then why not?
Funny enough, we've got someone in the chat who said, I've got a family member that's an Ifa priest. So, I'm sure.
Please, can we invite them in so you could ask them questions?
And I just because I like how you embrace that side of you, like just like all these principalities and stuff. You just invite them into your I respect that.
What do you mean?
It's so funny, yeah. Is it?
Remember
What do you mean, Mags? What do you mean?
I'm just saying, like you're just
You know,
open minded,
I'm
isn't
sitting
it?
here right now talking to you, right?
Yeah.
And you open your mouth and say you're evil incarnate. Do you understand? How are you any different to anybody who says they bang judge or they basically do voodoo?
I'm reclaiming the word evil. It's got different connotations when I use it. You know what I'm trying
You're
to say?
saying
Like,
evil has bad
kiddie.
PR.
Evil's got bad PR. I don't fix
Alright,
it.
okay.
Evil kiddies are cool. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But I'm saying you want you're trying to bang judge in there. You've already done witchcraft in there.
I asked a question, right? I'm not touching what you said. I asked a question. Can they turn into a cat when people are watching?
No, but they won't do it. That sort of stuff, though, innit?
But is there a reason as to why? Is it because of the negative connotations attached to them turning into a cat on air?
But it's also not like a game, innit? It's not a magic show.
Wait. I apologize if it's sounding like I'm making fun of it.
No, but I'm just trying to say,
When
like,
you say a game, I asked the question because I wanted to know if whilst they sit in front of us, if they can do something.
they won't do anything like that, though.
Why is that?
I mean, when they come, you can ask them. But
No, why do you think?
because it's not something that you just be doing willy nilly like that. It's for I guess something to save your life or to do a particular
I
thing.
think I understand what you're
So
saying. It's not like a magic trick.
No,
So
like
it's
you're
not to
tapping
entertain.
into something. Huh?
It's not to entertain.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
exactly. But like I was saying about the ocean, right? So you got two different ways. The reason why I'm sticking on that is because these people, the orange shirt, right? What happened?
That was one of the comments just killed me.
I'm not reading the chat. Do you want to share?
Huh?
What's the comment?
You said you look brought on that tower reading, John. Now everybody's scared.
Yeah, people are saying that they're not going to be there
I'm not going to.
when on that day.
I'm not.
saying-
I'm not going to be entertaining any sort of negative slander against my peeps.
That's not negative. It's not negativity. It's just speaking on what they don't know.
I didn't say what you said was negative. I'm just saying I'm not going to entertain it. So if it goes down that way, I'll
Yeah.
just continue to stay manual.
All I was basically saying is, the Orisha is basically two different angles you can look at it. There are people, Yoruba people, that impacted the people in such a groundbreaking way that in death they were deified. So it's
Yep.
like, okay, cool, these are people that we need to venerate and revere, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That sort of thing.
Yep.
And so you remember them. This is the reason why we know Ogun and Shango and all
Yep.
these people. These were real men,
Yeah.
right? And women. But also the other angle is basically seen as they were sent by God and became men amongst us. Hence the reason they were able to perform the things they
Yep,
did. You
yep,
know what I'm saying?
yep.
And that's what it is. So they're not God
Yep.
Almighty. They're not Olodumare. They were sent by Olodumare.
Do they have services? Like how people go to church or the mosque or the temple?
Yeah. They would have followers and practitioners. So
Have you ever been to one?
no,
Why not?
because I don't know.
You don't know?
There's no need for me to go. It's like saying, have I been to India? I would like to go. I ain't been. One day I might.
No, it's not the same as that.
Why?
Because you've been to the mosque.
Yeah.
Because
I had reason to go.
but you've been several times.
Yes, I had reason to go every single time.
And each time, were you invited?
No.
All right. So you willingly went, right?
Yes.
Now, you are an advocate for the practicing of voodoo, right?
So it depends. So again, it depends on what it is that you believe in and what you're doing. So remember, there are different aspects. In the same way, you can ask me.
I have a guest.
Uh,
I'm not going to say the name, but somebody has said they have a guest for us.
oh, nice.
So,
You remember someone said it already in the chat? I
no,
told
but
you.
somebody else. I don't know who
Okay,
someone
cool.
is.
I was sick.
I'm not reading the chat. Marks, you looking forward
Yeah.
to the conversation with the guest?
Yeah.
Can you tell your mom about it?
What? My mum. I just said yes. What did you say?
Don't do that. Be present. Especially Wednesday.
That's why.
Especially Wednesday.
That's why, because it's Wednesday. Sorry. I'm back in the car. Go on.
Apparently, we have a guest that we can bring on to talk about this particular thing in with expertise.
Judge.
I'm thinking voodoo, but
Okay,
you're
okay.
calling it judge.
Okay, voodoo.
That
Let's go
judge
with-
has a negative connotation. I don't want to use it.
All right,
I
let's
don't
go
wanna
with voodoo.
perpetuate that message.
Let's go with voodoo.
All right.
What?
No, wait. I want to get to the question.
There you go.
There's no question. I said somebody just said they've offered a guest, and the question I asked you. My apologies. I did ask a question. Are you looking forward to it?
I am actually. Are they proper, like a proper voodooist?
I can guarantee you, if this person is suggesting them, 100% they're sooty. 100%.
All right, okay, just don't tell them. Just don't bring no chicken heads in there. No.
Why are you now feed it into the bad PR? What's this chicken head stuff?
I'm conditioned, and this is what I'm talking of. This is proof of what I'm talking about. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, this is happening in real time. I don't even know why I said that. Do you get what I mean? Yeah, we got to debunk these fairies. Bring the voodooist in there, man.
Clip. Bobby out. Got him.
Now I want to debunk the fairies, man. Honestly.
All right, cool. And you could also reach out to your family members, yeah?
Yeah, I wanted to know is, do you know what culture practice is? I heard that, I just ignored it, I don't know why. That's not even offensive. You know what I'm saying? It's not even offensive. I'm not offended by that at all, not in the slightest.
That's fine.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if not
I know why
for
he's
if not
laughing.
for
So
Yoruba
childish.
culture, if not for voodoo, Haiti would still be in enslaved to this day. The most successful insurrection in history came because black people came together and started chanting our traditional culture, not Christianity. Christianity didn't free nobody, so I'm fine. Anyway, go on, bro.
Christianity is free.
Didn't free nobody
Millions.
Huh?
Millions.
in death, heaven and that. That's what I'm saying. On earth,
Wow.
on earth.
You are literally
I don't care. I don't care.
crazy.
I don't care.
Wow, we.
That's fine.
You have the freedom to basically express what you want to express, to be honest. You ain't catching me saying that. All right.
Yes.
You said you had one more before we move on, please.
No, it was just about the thing you mentioned about yesterday about the arms deal, and basically how you believe that they're still going to do it anyway, just under some covert means, innit? Yeah, basically, I just want to give an example of that. So, under the Reagan administration, senior U.S. officials were involved in secretly selling arms to Iran, which was under an arms embargo at the time. You know what I'm saying? They were funneling the proceeds to support the Contra rebels in Nicaragua, despite a congressional ban on such aid. You know what I'm saying? So obviously the government initially denied any involvement in all these activities, and the operations were kept secret from Congress and the public. Conspiracy theories out there believe that, you know, the US government was engaging in covert operations to fund anti-communist movements in Central America, despite the legal restrictions, and obviously it came out as true. It was exposed in 1986, revealing that the Reagan administration had indeed been involved in illegal arms sales and covertly funding the Contras. This led to multiple investigations and the conviction of several government officials. So yeah, it could still be happening, Brent, like you said. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess we can wrap up there.
All right, let's get into more headlines.
After this. All right, people. So our next set of headlines: 7 people died when the luxury boat owned by British tech tycoon Mike Lynch capsized off the coast of Sicily in Italy in the early hours of 19th of August. Obviously, we spoke about this at the time. US lawyer Chris Morvillo and his wife Neda, the first victims to undergo a post-mortem, were found to have drowned. Mr. Morvillo was in Mr. Lynch's legal team in a fraud case involving the 2011 sale of autonomy to Hewlett-Packard in an $11 billion deal. Morvillo, the US lawyer, 59 years old, was acquitted in June, and he had organised the yacht trip to celebrate his legal victory. You can say something?
No, I'm just losing the chat. Disappointed in you.
In who? Me? The bodies
Also,
of-
sorry to cut you,
Yeah.
because Demi says people need to stop demonizing Yoruba mythology. All this talk of Judge is actually irritating, yeah? So is Judge just a Yoruba thing?
No, so you got this is what I'm trying to say. So voodoo or juju is just a term to umbrella term for everything that's African culture, spirituality.
So what's the Yoruba connection?
Ifa, that's what we call it, Ifa.
Ifa.
Yeah, and it's not nothing to do with just magic.
Is that with that the
it's
Babalawo and that?
Yes.
Sorry, is Ifa voodoo?
Yeah, it's umbrella term for everything.
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
Why is it there an umbrella term for everything?
Why is there?
Yeah, why
No,
do
it's
you-
wrong. It's wrong. I'm saying. So in the same way people will say juju or say voodoo.
I didn't think that I was talking about the thing that you were
No,
telling me
you
about
might
mathematics and the you know the beads and the
Yeah,
reading.
yeah. But
I
this
didn't think
is-
that's what
it's
voodoo
all
was.
it's all part of it. It's all part of it. It's what people say wrongly. They just say, "Oh, that's voodoo."
I
or
only
that's
think
juju.
of Haiti when I hear voodoo.
Okay,
Oh, is it?
Yes,
interesting. But that
because
came from
they
like
actually practice voodoo. It's
Yeah.
a religion.
yes.
So I don't think of Nigerian
So,
Ifa.
so if you go to Benin, they practice voodoo as well. So
But
that's where it came from.
My ignorance, I only think of Haiti, right?
Oh, so you thought voodoo was just Haitian?
100%.
Oh, okay, I didn't think that.
I thought it was a religion.
Yeah, it's a religion, but it's not, it's kind of when people mention voodoo, they mention the same way they say, "Oh, you do juju."
And obviously, it makes sense because black people didn't start in Haiti. You
Yeah,
understand? Say they brought it from somewhere.
Exactly.
So, in tracing it back, right, there must be voodoo practiced in wherever the Haitians came from,
Exactly.
and it's Nigeria.
Yeah, Nigeria, Benin. Yeah,
So before Haiti,
yeah,
was there a term called or coined voodoo?
yeah. Right now in Benin. It's called voodoo.
Okay, cool. And
Yeah.
Benin's in
Right next door to Nigeria.
okay. So they definitely would have Nigerians also, basically.
Yeah, so remember before the lines were drawn up,
Yeah.
Yoruba culture was in Benin, in modern day Benin.
So it's Ifa.
Ifa.
Voodoo is Ifa.
No, I wouldn't say it is it, because remember, Ifa is very different to, I guess, what's practiced in Benin, also was practiced in Senegal, also was practiced in Guinea. You know what I'm saying? But people just call it all.
No, I don't want to hear the wrong.
Cool.
I want to hear what's
They're all
right.
different. They're all different. Remember, these are all different culture, all different people.
No, I just want to hear what's right. So Ifa is not voodoo.
No.
All right, that's all I want to hear.
Okay.
Cool. And that's what I believed.
Okay.
I didn't think it was what you would talk to me
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
Ifa.
yeah.
All right,
So if you're talking to somebody who knows what they're talking about,
Yes.
if they was talking about voodoo, they might be talking about specifically what's practiced in Benin.
Okay.
If someone said Ifa, they're talking about Yoruba culture.
Okay.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, Stacey talked about Gambit and all them, man. There.
Who?
No, Stacey said that voodoo must have French roots because hence why Louisiana has thick voodoo culture. So I was just thinking about them Cajun man, Gambit and all that. But then would that be the reverse? Would it have the French roots because of the French's history with Africa? Like, is it Africa first or is it France?
What is
The connection that she's making. She's saying voodoo must have French roots. You get me? Because of that, and she's saying hence why there's a thick voodoo culture in Louisiana and that. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's what I'm saying. Or Gambit and them, man, them Cajun man, them French, whatever. But I'm saying, is it the French man or is it the African man? Like, is the French connect the fact that France's history with Africa?
Yeah.
Or is it the...
No, it would have come from us as Africans. But because the French would have colonized certain places, a lot of Francophone countries have those links between each other. So if it went over there and they're speaking French or they're speaking some sort of Creole or whatever it may be, it's because of the Europeans that would have come there, mixed their thingy, and then be there. But actual practices is African culture. So in the same way you go to Brazil and you got Ifa over there, but it's called I don't know, candomblé.
Yeah.
Very similar thing, but it's syncretized with Roman Catholic belief systems. You know what I'm saying?
Who?
Brent
Trinis.
doing some Trinis, 100%.
Practice Obia.
100%.
Oh yeah, Obia, it's the same thing, isn't it? Not the same thing, but it's all the same wheelhouse.
I told you I'm from a country where I know this. It's real. Do you understand? So it's not difficult for me to believe that there are other real things that's happening.
The Obia man's the Babalawa.
Yeah, I'm aware. But I'm not sure. I'm still saved and sanctified. Child of God.
Covered by the blood of Jesus.
This is it.
Brent, can you get up a Bible scripture for me?
Which one do you want me to get?
Deuteronomy 28,
Okay.
38 to 43.
Deuteronomy 38.
28,
28, sorry.
38 to 44.
38
To 44.
to 44.
Yeah. Somebody in chat basically said this perfectly describes what's been happening to Africa and black people throughout history.
All right. From 38, I'm going to read the New King James Version. As follows. Trigger warning. About to read the Bible. We have to give people enough heads up, man. I just slapped on them. Where's the New King James? Where are you, baby? Here you are. Okay, so you shall carry much seed out to the field, but gather little in. For the locust shall consume it. You shall plant vineyards and tend them, but you shall neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them. You shall have olive trees throughout all your territory, but you shall not anoint yourself with the oil, for your olives shall drop off. You shall beget sons and daughters, but they shall not be yours, for they shall go into captivity. Locusts shall consume all your trees and the produce of your land. The alien who is among you shall rise higher and higher above you, and you shall come down lower and lower. He shall lend to you, but you shall not lend to him. He shall be the head, and you shall be the tail. You want to expound on that?
No, he's basically just saying just what's happening to us, man. And I think, I'm assuming here, Josh, because Josh is the one. Actually, I don't want to assume Josh is a Hebrew. But basically, people obviously believe that black people are original Hebrews, and we've kind of moved away from what it means to be Hebrew, innit? And this is why these things are happening to us. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's why. Anywho, next headline. Binance executive Tigran Gambaryan, detained in Nigeria since February, made a fresh bail application on medical grounds on Monday. However, lawyers for the country's Economic Crimes Agency denied the request. Binance and Gambaryan, who is a US citizen, as well as Binance's regional manager for Africa, Nadeem Anjawala, have been charged with laundering more than $35 million. Their lawyer, Mark Modi, filed a fresh bail application for Gambaryan because his health has continued to deteriorate while in prison custody. The court denied the first bail request in May. Gambaryan says that he has a herniated disc which causes neck and back pain and suffers from bouts of malaria and pneumonia. He appeared in court using crutches and told the judge that prison officials had denied him a wheelchair. While a lawyer prosecuting the money laundering case argued that Gambaryan was not in ill health because he has had a herniated disc for more than a decade. The case will continue today. And the last headline, authorities in the DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo, have said that at least 129 people were killed while trying to escape from the central Makala prison in the capital, Kinshasa. An initial assessment shows 24 inmates died when warning gunshots were fired at Makala Central Prison in the capital of Kinshasa. He confirmed that order has now been restored at the prison and no one has succeeded in escaping. Footage, reportedly from the site, shows bodies lying on the ground and inmates loading the dead into a vehicle. Makala Prison is the largest in the DRC and was built to hold 1,500 prisoners. It currently has 14,000 and 15,000 detainees, between 14,000 and 15,000 detainees. Most of them are people awaiting trial. And the prison has recorded previous jailbreaks as well, including in 2017 when more than 4,000 prisoners escaped from the facility after an attack by armed men at night. And that's it for our headlines.
All right. We've got a last set of headlines then.
Ask for a friend.
Oh, is it asking for a friend?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, come on, let's do that. Asking for a friend. Is this anonymous?
Yeah.
Right, the 29.
Just basically an update from yesterday's one.
Oh, thanks for your advice and honest opinions and help. I don't have a YouTube account. I watch on a guest account, so sorry, I can't comment live. I'm at work right now, but I've been listening. I appreciate everyone's viewpoint. I was wondering as well if you think my masculinity is capped because I like to paint my nails and wear dresses from time to time, even though my wife doesn't think it, and I still tick the boxes that I should do as a man. I'll speak to my dad today and update maybe tomorrow or Thursday on what's going on. Gracias. That sounded like a threat. Because for you that was going off yesterday, he's thinking, you don't think I won't punch in your face because I'll paint my nails. That's what it sounds like he wanted to say, like undertones of violence in there. Like what man think, because I wear a skirt, I won't kick you in your face with these heels. I want an update though. See where I go on. I can't remember what everybody said, but if your wife and your kids are all right, then you'll be all right, innit?
Mm-hmm. And by the way, just for a bit more context, that particular one he just read out was what he wrote on a work break.
Ah, so
now
he's got more.
He's got more, yeah.
More violence. Let's see if there's another threat. Hopefully you got my message earlier. See, that was a threat again. Hopefully you heard what I said. I'll punch you up. Hopefully you got my message earlier. My dad and I have had a chat about everything, and he isn't so forgiving about it. He did apologize about what he said, and he got a proper chance to hear me out, and he understands, but he don't agree. So we come to the conclusion that I won't wear it around him. I am thankful that he allowed me to explain that part of what men are doing nowadays is redefining masculinity for the better, and I believe I'm doing so. We're cool now, and it was nice for us to seal it with a hug. This is a message to all men. Yes, you can paint your nails. Yes, you can wear a skirt. Yes, you can wear lipstick or do whatever society deems as feminine and still be a strong, confident man that has a healthy relationship with their masculinity. The most important thing about being a man is fulfilling your duty and being confident in who you are. As long as you do that, you'll get the best out of yourself. P.S. I wasn't a fan of the negative comments in the chat. There was toxic masculinity and misandry in there. Nevertheless, I appreciate what you all said in the studio. Yeah, I mean, the chat was always going to go off like that. That was always going to... That was always going to happen. There's loads of people out there who have a different outlook on the situation towards you. I get what you're trying to say and what you're trying to do. And it is 2024, and it is each to their own, and everybody should be allowed to do what they want. I don't know about this... Well, let me not even misquote you. Well, actually, you know what? You're not even wrong, I suppose. When he's saying that, yeah, his message to all men is that you can paint your nails and you can wear a skirt and you can wear lipstick and do whatever the society deems feminine and still be a strong, confident man. That's true. That whole statement is factual. If that's what you're into, it's not for me. Yeah, I suppose. Anybody want to add anything to that?
I mean, I'm just happy that he reconciled with his dad. To be
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say yesterday. Like, I'm happy that he was open to sitting down with his dad, talking to his dad, even though his dad, he felt disrespected by his dad. You know what I'm saying? Family is important, man. So I'm glad, even though you're not gonna, do any of that sort of stuff around him to kind of upset him or whatever.
Should I blame you, man? Yeah.
Imagine.
Everyone can do what they want in this life, man. I don't think you should be persecuted for you being
yourself, man. Yeah.
For you being yourself and for being who you want to be. I also don't agree that man should be running around in skirts and painting their nails and thing, but that's neither here nor there. That doesn't say anything about you apart from the fact that you like wearing skirts and painting your nails, I suppose. So it's none of my business. And yeah, if you reconcile with your family and they're all right, everybody's all right, then good on you, man.
Exactly.
Man said the investors got you by the neck. What's that?
All right,
that was a
man.
good update. I'm surprised you resolved that so fast, though.
Yeah. It meant something to him, man. You know what I mean? So
The way this thing is, if every single person who has invested is like that guy, I would have dinner with all that group, as opposed to black lad who has not invested. Do you understand? They're actually making sure TNB comes into existence, and he's there maligning them. Nah, bro, I'll be there. I won't be wearing a skirt, but I'll be enjoying their company. Can you imagine? It's not even my life, man. It's not my life. And I don't even eat tuna. I don't even eat tuna.
Yeah, whether you agree with it or not, there's a home there for everybody, man. Whether you paint your nails or wear skirts or whatever, it's each to their own. So we appreciate you and we'll accept your investment.
Straight.
yeah.
Straight. All right.
All right, let's get into our last headlines.
Right then.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
All right, people, our last set of headlines. The government has pledged to crack down on phone thefts after the number of incidents soared by more than 150,000 last year. An estimated 78,000 people had phones or bags snatched from them on British streets in the year to March 2024. This according to data from the Crime Survey for England and Wales. This represented a 153% rise when compared to the 31,000 incidents of snatch thefts in the same period to March 2023. Next headline, trigger warning on this one. And according to authorities in France, at least 12 migrants are dead after their small boat capsized in the English Channel. Scores of people attempting to reach the UK plunged into the treacherous waters of the Channel on Tuesday. The boat was carrying dozens of people and got into trouble. Rescuers recovered 61 people from the waters. Sea temperatures off northern France was around 20 degrees Celsius. According to the French Coast Guard, there have been at least 19 deaths in 2024 prior to Tuesday's incident, including 9 since the start of July. Last year, 12 migrants are thought to have died or were recorded as missing. And our last headline, trigger warning on this one as well. 5 children have been arrested on suspicion of murder following the death of an 80-year-old man who was attacked in a park. Bim Colley died in hospital after being assaulted while walking his dog at Franklin Park in Braunstone Town in Leicestershire on Sunday evening. Leicestershire police said that a boy and a girl, both aged 14, and another boy and 2 girls, aged 12, were in custody. Officers have appealed for witnesses to come forward. So yeah, man. Obviously, these children are being held over the fatal attack of on this dog walker. But yeah, that's it for the headlines, man. It's time to pay them bills.
All right, and I think it's time to get straight into a donut, yeah. I have no idea what this is. Please,
just allow
hold me down. Like, just... Please. Brent, let's go.
I said lucky dip. All right. Let's see what we got here.
Prophesy supernatural weight loss. Wait. Yes. And this will be a sign.
As you declared the instant weight loss, her pants became super, super loose. What? We have witnesses around her that was saying her pants were so tight. And when she stood up after the video, her pants are completely loose, just like the testimony in the video. This is an instant testimony.
This is a game.
There's God in the house.
God is in the house. This is crazy. This is crazy.
And I said, as a man of God, this will be a sign that this week will be a supernatural week. Are you shocked?
I have like a faja underneath to like get into the jeans that I wanted this morning, and I'm wearing it now, and this is loose. Like this is like.
Even the faja is loose, man of God. And if you're a lady, you know the faja gets tighter by the minute of the day. The faja itself is loose.
How come she didn't get the blessing?
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, you can't make this up. You would think I went down a jean size almost.
Is she gonna bless the fupa?
Felicia here said her pants were feeling tight as well, but now they are much looser than before. She is experiencing miracle weight loss right before our eyes.
Giving the glory to God. This is crazy. These guys are pulling their elasticated waistbands and giving all the glory to God. Christianity ain't never gonna beat these charges, and the world's just never the world. Oh man, I think Christianity been through too much. Like Jesus himself went through too much for this. Like for this, I don't think this was the vision that he had for the ends when he was like when he was on the cross. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't understand why they keep doing this, and they're never gonna stop. How come there's no other religion that do stuff like this? This is not a rhetorical question. I want to know.
What did you just say?
How come there's not other religions that do stuff like this?
That lied to the people?
Not necessarily, because I see what you did there. But the spectacles that these men make, these men of God that we curing low sperm counts and bad wombs or broken legs or snatched waists, like in the name of God, like it's Christianity. Christianity and Catholicism, because they're pretty similar, but the Catholics don't even go that route.
I don't even know what you're saying.
Why does no one else do
that
this?
Catholics don't lie to the flock?
I'm not saying lying. I'm just talking about the spectacles.
These are whole postulars, and you'll find them in every single religion.
So what? Basically, they're all doing it. Just like Christianity's just got the best PR. Because that's the only ones that you see. Show me. Can you? If you went on your Google now, if you went on Snap, can you show me other representation of other religions doing this stuff?
I don't. No, I can't. I mean, I don't even know where to find these clips. Do you understand? Find their way to Emmanuel. But I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
I'm saying, why is it just Christian preachers that do this stuff? Why? That's what I want to know.
I don't think that it's just Christian preachers that do this stuff.
So why don't we see any other guys doing this stuff?
Maybe it's the most easiest way to basically make money. Maybe Christians, quote unquote Christians, easiest people to fool and trick.
That's not nice.
Right? I mean, Imam's always saying that he respects Islam because they take their word seriously and they look to punish people for carrying out madness. And
Islam would never. Let's be fair.
I don't agree. I think there are bad faith practices or practitioners, in Islam too.
I ain't seen them. I was sorry, 1 second. Sorry, guys. I was just trying to see if someone threw any other religions into the ring. Anybody has hats to the ring that I can try and debunk or look into. Nope. Nobody else. There is, man. Come on, then. Who then? I said, oh, ye of little faith. There's no examples. Christianity ain't beating these charges, man. We got to be better, man. We got to be better. I don't know. That was stupid. And you know what the wickedest thing is, yeah? Like, they won't stop those videos. We can do this again.
100%.
And again and again and again and again. All different elements. They're going to be like all types of elements. Yeah, it's crazy.
Man, do you all have any Catholic churches in Nigeria?
Yeah.
That worship differently than Catholic churches in the UK?
I wouldn't say differently. It might be different in terms of maybe the songs they sing. It might be slight differences, but it'll be the same Catholicism.
Do they believe in like miracles, Catholics?
I'm not too sure, I'm not too sure. It wouldn't be like this though. Yeah, so it wouldn't be like, come forward and it will still be the same Catholic structure. So a mass, everything's structured, start and end at the same time. This guy would have told everybody the Holy Spirit told him something, and then extended the service by extra 30 minutes so that people's waste could go smaller, and so the money in the collection pot will get bigger.
Okay, cool. So Brent's saying that they all do it. Is it fair to say then that the Christians are the biggest hope hustlers then?
And that's, I hope it is you understand what you're asking me, right? Brent said everyone hustles.
Everyone hustles.
Yeah, I didn't say in this manner, right? In this exact manner. Everybody hustles. Everybody lies. Right? Not everybody, but each religion, 100% you have hustlers in every single religion.
No, yeah. Yeah. But you say it's just not done in this way.
They will lie in different ways. In order to basically extract what they need to extract from the people, whether it is faith, allegiance, whether it's money, 100%.
Finan sent you something. He said, Brent, can you play this link, please? I think we've found a challenger.
Brent, play that link.
I think we found a challenger. Maybe it's not just the Christians. Where are we going? Where are we going, guys? What religion? What part of the world are we heading to?
Link?
Is it not Discord or something, maybe? Email? What does he do? Where did he send it?
Let's see, general chat.
I said the real question is, why don't you see white pastors doing this mad hustle?
They do.
Let's not get into this. And I see white pastors doing
and they even do it when they go to
worse. I see white pastors doing worse things. I'd rather they was snatching waists.
I don't know where the link is.
Oh, we don't know where the link is, Finan. Sorry. Nope. Nothing coming up.
Should I send? So go in Discord and just send it in general chat or instant reaction. Then I can click it.
Come on, it's the 90th minute, man. Let's see if we can beat these. See if they can beat the case. 90th minute. Finan's got an entrance. I want to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, generally, I think every religion has people in it that's going to extort and take advantage of vulnerable people. 100%.
Yeah, no, and you know what it is? That's facts. That's just human nature. Yeah. Again, I think it's just maybe just down to the PR. I can't think.
Okay.
I can't see it.
Do I want to play this? Disclaimer, this is what Fernand said.
Are you
I'm
sure?
not pushing any agenda. Let me play. I'm going to play it.
You're going to play it?
I'll play it.
This is from a member of the community, by the way.
Yep.
What?
My brothers and sisters, let me tell you something and understand this as fact. As far as sin is concerned, and please understand this message very, very clearly. Of course, it's all sin, it's all haram, none of it is good and accepted. But for the sake of understanding, because many of us, we see a brother that's selling drugs, we see a brother that maybe murdered another brother, and we say, look at these people, look how rubbish they are. Habibi, let me tell you something in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As far as sin is concerned, yeah? The one that sells drugs, good or bad? Just very quickly, good or bad? Bad. How about the murderer? How about the one who commits adultery, zina? What about the one who rapes a child? What about the one who drinks alcohol? What about the one who does the biggest of the kabair, good or bad? This person, one person that commits all of these sins, he commits all of these sins on a daily basis, but he prays, is better in the eyes of Allah than the one that doesn't commit any of these sins but doesn't pray. So you and your brother, yeah, I'm a good guy. Habibi, God, pack that up because it's not going to work on the day of judgment. Any person that misses one salah, one, not two, one salah, you miss one salah for no reason. You're worse than a murderer, you're worse than a rapist, you're worse than a terrorist, you're worse than a pedophile in the eyes of Allah.
This is foolishness, though.
No, that's fine, but that's not even the same thing.
I want to know what Fernand's agenda is.
Yeah, I don't understand why you're comparing them. I was talking to like when people are talking about, oh, I'm blind, and the preacher come and touch it and says, I can see again, or I ain't been able to walk, and I can walk, my leg, or like I was talking about these miracles.
Wait, I may see a connection. Remember, we moved on to everybody lies to their congregation. That's probably what he's showing us here, because Imam just said that it's untrue what he's saying. So he's saying that he's lying.
These are murky waters that I didn't want to be in.
I said that I didn't want to play it. I gave the disclaimer.
Yeah, but okay. Well,
wrap up.
Yep. Let's wrap that up because I don't know what just happened there. But someone's done it there. Well, that was the end of another great show. You get me? As usual, we always deliver. But I can't remember how we coined it. It's not Freaky Wednesdays. That don't sound right. Brent?
No. Wellness Wednesday.
Yes. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
Where's the voice gone? She couldn't, no stamina. She couldn't handle it.
Don't do that.
Huh?
Don't do that.
What do you mean?
It started off with Emmanuel doing it.
They will always bring it back
She
to
just
me.
Emmanuel, do not do this. It started off with you saying quotations over nice melodies. And then my member of the community said, I would like to basically contribute.
1-2 quotation, 1-2 monologue. She's moving. I thought she was like Chipmunk. I thought she couldn't run out of bars. But she ain't got it. She was like, no, I'm done. I was like, I thought you do this. I thought you do this. Words of affirmation and that. I thought this was you. I thought this is what you do.
No slander from me. Not from that, babes. No slander from me. Sorry.
Just run out of steam, you know. You had such a smooth voice as well, man.
Very.
You know what? By this point, you should have recharged. No?
She's busy. Workload has gotten crazy. Yeah, man. I got all the time for her.
All right, cool. Anyway, we had a good show today. Yeah, and some of our headlines: Netanyahu's condemning UK suspension of arms as shameful. What else happened? I can't remember.
Government propaganda.
Government propaganda. That's what we were.
You all talked about tuna and soy milk.
Yeah, man.
connected to jail birds
Yep.
and
woke,
suicide.
guys.
Stay woke. It's all in there. If you're getting that topic of the day, it's very insightful. Estrogen, tuna, soya, gel. They're just population control.
All in there.
It's all in there. There was nothing going on. There weren't no reaction today. There was nothing to do with sports. More than 120 prisoners were killed during the jailbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. That was absolutely wild. Esther's not in today, so we never had no word on the road. We had an update for yesterday's dilemma, which was very interesting. It was they resolved it. Make sure you go and check it out. It was good, quick turnaround. We loved that. And I think that's about it, man. We're gonna be here same time, same place to make sure we give you another cracking show tomorrow, man. Any more?
Like the video, people.
Like,
Tell a
subscribe,
friend to tell a friend, man.
tell a friend, share.
Have we not got a guest tomorrow? Oh, yeah, we have a guest tomorrow.
I guess hosts.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
We've got a guest host tomorrow, yep.
Yeah. You're going to enjoy it.
So we'll see how that goes down. See how you enjoy it. But make sure you pull up, man. Make sure you tune in, same time, same place. Peace.
Peace.